In this video, I'm going to show you how to configure IPv6 auto-configuration, or sometimes referred to as SLAAC. And SLAAC stands for Stateless Address Auto-Configuration. So as the name suggests, it's an IPv6 configuration method that allows you to configure hosts automatically with an IPv6 address. So in this layer 3 topology here, I've got R1, and host 1, host 2, and R1 are all in the same subnet. FA00 is the default gateway. There's no IP addressing at all configured on host 1 or host 2. You notice there's nothing at all, either IPv4 or IPv6. Go to R1. And the first thing I want to do on the router is enable IPv6 globally. And that's not routing. All it does is enable IPv6 packet forwarding globally. That's IPv6 unicast routing. Now what I'm going to do is configure this interface FA00. I'm going to manually configure with an IPv6 address. So FA00, I'll give it a description. This is a link to switch 1. So there's my IPv6 address, and it's 2001 DB8 3C4D1. The first 4 groups are the prefix. Then I've got the 2 colons, then I've got the 3. And the 3 is the host identifier. And the host identifier with an IPv6 address is a 64-bit address. And the prefix is 64 bits as well. So you got a 128-bit address. I didn't include all the zeros in the host identifier since it's not necessary. And /64 refers to the fact that the prefix is 64 bits. So what's going to happen is this 2001 DB8 3C4D1, this prefix, this is going to be sent out to the host as a router advertisement. The hosts are going to use that prefix as a subnet. And in addition to that, they'll auto-generate the host identifier from the MAC address that's on the network adapter. And that's based on EUI64 addressing. It's a method for creating a unique host identifier from a MAC address. And that's how IPv6 does that. The last command is IPv6 address autoconfig, and this will send the prefix to the host. Now we'll do a no shut. And the interface is up now. Now we'll go to host 1 and verify that this is working. So we'll go to command prompt, IPv6. So this is similar to the IP config for IPv4 addressing. So you notice at the top here, the physical address is the MAC address. And that was used to derive a unique host identifier based on this, how this EUI64 calculation does it. Then there's a link local IPv6 address, and that's for the local subnet only. And it's often used for routing adjacencies as well when you go to OSPF-v3. Then there's IPv6 address, and there it is, 2001 DB8 3C4D1. So there's the prefix, that's the subnet. The next 4 groups is the unique host identifier. In the default gateway, that's assigned to interface FA00. So everything looks good there. Go to host 2. And same thing. Link local address. You notice the IPv6 address there. That's in the same subnet as host 1 and router 1 for interface FA00. And it's also got its own unique host identifier. So when you take the prefix and the host identifier, you have a unique IPv6 address. And for the default gateway, you notice that's the same as well. Notice the last 4 is A801. We'll go to R1. Since it's IPv6, I would go show IPv6 interface brief. You notice the link local address. It's got the A801 there. That's part of the gateway address. Notice just below that the address that was configured on that interface FA00. So IPv6 address auto configuration is working correctly. And that concludes the video.